Mina Muntrikawripa Takayna-ti. Mina milaitina muka, milaitina warankili. Mina kipli mapali paiwuta. Lakapawa ngunati tiuratina purakani nara. Mina nuritinga mina ti kanapila. DNA pakana mana mapali takila mana ta. Mina pakana paiwuta manta. Mina mangina mapali.
So we're here today on the remote Takayna coast. It's so evident to see and feel the spirit of our ancestors who have roamed this coastline for thousands upon thousands of years. From the fresh water in this area where our old people would have collected ducks and eggs, the rugged coastline that provides an abundance of shell food and seafood right along the coastline. You've got kanikung, bush tucker all around. We see the kelp just out here in the muka, in the ocean, that our women use to make water carriers, to the massive midden sites all along this coast. It's so easy to understand why this was such a special place for our old people, and this is what they called their home for thousands upon thousands of generations. The middens in a sheltered area with so much seafood. It's so clear to see how wonderful life would have been here for the people of Takayna.
So we're at Muntrikawripa, which is the proper name for Sandy Cape. It's quite overwhelming in a fantastic kind of a way. To be privileged to be walking through this country and seeing the evidence, seeing physical evidence everywhere of the old people of this place, of families that have sat here, probably sitting where I'm sitting now, and ate, had feasts of beautiful, wariners and muttonfish and limpets, and it's a place where for thousands and thousands of years, generations of our people have sat in these places right around here, and it's so important to protect these places that are really, they're better described as living places because people lived here, families lived here and did the sorts of things that families do. The stories that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation since Moini and Rumitina made the first black man palawa. The mind, it's just really, it's almost too much to take in, that we are part of a culture that is the oldest living culture on this earth. I mean, that's pretty darn amazing. And this is evidence of that.
We have recreational four-wheel drivers whose hobby it is to destroy ancient Aboriginal heritage. Right along the dunes here you'll find evidence of Aboriginal occupation dating back thousands upon thousands of years, which is why the Aboriginal community have been fighting really hard to ensure the protection of our heritage for future generations from cultural vandalism such as this that you can see behind me here today. The whole area needs to be protected, just as any historical or anything of colonial historical importance is given complete and utter protection. Anything that is 99 years old is given heritage protection in Tasmania. Yet when we see midden sites dating back over 60,000 years, there's a complete lack of understanding and lack of respect on behalf of the Tasmanian government. And we have a responsibility to our ancestors to ensure that their heritage that's been left for us and for future generations is protected.
I would like to see this return to the Aboriginal community, this whole area. In fact, I think all Crown land should be returned to the Aboriginal community. And that doesn't mean that we want to lock people out, but that means that, since 1803, when invasion began, we have lost almost everything. And it's not about being landowners in terms of owning thousands and thousands of hectares of land in the same way that I might own my house. Or it's about giving something back, a small portion of what was ours back to us, and us being able to manage these places in the proper way, in a cultural way. To people, who think, it's only a rubbish dump, they're only middens, we're only riding up in the sand dunes, we're not doing any damage to anything. Well, those sand dunes are also, there could be burials in those sand dunes. These have been here obviously for thousands of years. We don't know what's under those sand dunes. If you impact on one part of this landscape, you impact in a negative way on the whole landscape. It's important that we educate not just our own people, but the wider community, particularly who do have access to these places, albeit in their four-wheel drives or their off-road vehicles. And it's those people that we need to educate, that they're not just riding over dunes, they're riding over thousands and thousands of years of my people's history. And it's not just the middens that we need to protect. This is a whole landscape, it's a cultural landscape. And if I can't bring my grandchildren in to places like this, I like the idea that it's being documented, whether it's in photographs or whether it's in a film, so that not just my people can see the vastness and the richness of country, of people past, but non-Aboriginal people. I want them to be able to see how rich in thousands of years of history that this place is.
Mina Takayna, Mina Pakana Paiwuta Manta, Mina Mangina Mapali.